Okay, good morning, everyone. Let's get started. Good morning. Okay, let me move this out of the way. Good morning. Okay, let's do our warm up. Okay, to move in any fashion you like. Okay, just to get the heart pumping a little bit faster, get your body temperature up a little bit higher. Okay, and then usual, just moving through all the joints, most of the joints in the body. Just kind of start off by kind of just relaxing your back, relaxing your neck. Okay, and then opposite, breathing in, opening up. Okay, and repeat a couple of times. Okay, try to bring the chest bone up towards the ceiling. Okay, almost try to be sucking your stomach a little bit as you breathe out. Okay, and let's go side to side. So still staying tall. Okay, opening up for the hands, for the shoulders, looking side to side. Okay, and once again, maybe 3 to 5 times per side. Okay, try to press through your hands, or also try to open up the elbows up as well. Okay, side leaning a little bit, so tilting your head towards the open side. Okay, and we're just going to keep the head tilted a little bit, and we're just going to pull our shoulders down. Okay, feeling more of a stretch on the top of the shoulders. Okay, pause as long as you need in between, and then switch over to the other side whenever you're ready. Okay, coming back to the middle, shaking off a little bit. Okay, let's turn our entire body side to side. Okay, swinging for the shoulders. Okay, move the feet a little bit. Okay, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Okay, we're just going to open up. Okay, and reach across. Okay, same thing on the other side. Okay, 1 leg forward, 1 leg back again. Okay, reaching towards the hips. Okay, and opening up. Okay, if you can, look towards where you're reaching. Okay, opening the shoulders a little bit more. Just hands behind the pelvis. Okay, still chest up. And contract and relax. Okay, and then reaching upwards. Okay, pressing up to the ceiling, alternating between the two sides. Okay, slowly reaching a little further across. Okay, and then just both arms up, reaching upwards. Bring your chest up. Okay, and reaching back. Okay, thumbs facing backwards. Okay, both on the way up, way down. Okay, think of lengthening your entire body. Okay, and just rotate your entire arm. Okay, and driving your elbows forward as you reach backwards with your fingers. On the side. Okay, elbows forward, fingers back. opening the hand up as well, like you're holding a plate. Okay, and opposite, reaching down and back. Okay, thumbs facing backwards. Okay, we're not slouching, so it's rotating your entire arm kind of forward. Okay, and then just the wrists. Okay, all the fingers moving a little bit. Okay, try to bend the tips a little bit more. Okay, side to side. Okay, towards the back. So try to open up, really open the hand. Straighten out the fingers. Okay, and just the lower body. Just the usual hip circle. Okay, hinging backwards. Spine long, legs kind of long as well. Okay, use a chair, use a wall for supports if you need to. Okay, bending the knees a little bit more, going into a squat. Okay, knees tracking over our toes. Okay, body maybe a little bit more upright compared to before. Okay, but still pushing the hips back, kind of pushing the floor apart a little bit. So you feel a little bit tension in your hips as well. Okay, front of the hips, just taking a big step forward, driving the hips forward as you try to keep your back leg straight. Okay, and contract and relax a couple of times. Okay, and same thing with the other leg. Forward. Okay, belt buckle up. Okay, feet a little wider, just shifting our waist side to side. Okay, but also pushing our hips back. Okay, so your knees shouldn't be in front of your toes, should be still roughly behind or just right in line. Upper body leaning forward from the hips. Okay, and bend the knees a little bit more. Okay, rotating the hips. Okay, so hip stays in place. You just kind of turning your legs side to side. Okay, same thing on the other leg. Okay, and a little bit of single leg balance. Okay, see if you can just circle your ankles. Okay, but once again, use as much support as you need. Okay, and then just toes, scratch the floor, lift them up a little bit, and shake everything out. Okay, so let's grab our band. Probably let's also use a chair. Okay, so let's do a basic bent over row today. So you can either just step on the middle of the band with one foot. Okay, you can also do so with step on both feet. Okay, just whatever you feel comfortable with. Okay, feet doesn't have to be all the way together. It could be a little bit wider, of course, for balance. Okay, and we're just going to hinge from the hips again. So bending mostly from the hip joint. Knees can be straighter, can be a little bit bent, okay, just not like really bent, okay, so just relatively straight. And you're just going to make your spine a little bit longer first, so you can, this is shorter, okay, make it a little longer, tailbone behind, head that way, okay, and you can just adjust the tension a little bit, so just this, so there's a little bit of tension already in the band, and you can keep your spine nice and still, okay, while you squeeze elbows back and also shoulders backwards. Okay, and you're just going to lower back down slowly as well. Okay, so let's do a 4 count. So it'll be 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4. Really consciously squeeze the shoulder blades together. 6, 2, 3, 4, 7, 2, 3, 4, 8, 2, 3, 4, 9, 2, 3, 4, 10, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and probably maybe your back is more tired than your shoulders. Okay, but still try to consciously squeeze your shoulder blades back. Okay, shaking off a little bit. Okay, and let's do the opposite. We'll just do a push. Okay, so if the pulling, you probably feel a little bit in the back muscles, a little bit of the shoulder blade. Okay, for the push, it's kind of the opposite. Maybe more abdominals, more shoulders, muscles in front. Okay, so we're gonna just do a basic kind of a wall push up. Okay, so maybe hands, just maybe a little bit wider and shoulder width apart. If your wrist is really tight, have it maybe a little bit more forward. Okay, elbows shouldn't be flying up too much. Should be elbows relatively pointing downwards. It doesn't have to be close to your body. It could be maybe 45 degrees. Okay, but just a basic maybe kind of wall push up. If you're a little stronger, feel free to do it on a sturdy chair or on maybe a countertop where you are more of an incline. Okay, so up to you. I'm going to just demonstrate from a chair. Okay, but make sure your chair is sturdy enough, or but you can also do so from a countertop. That's probably a safe option. Okay, or wall. Okay, if okay, so kind of body kind of still in a straight line. Okay, so even if you're on a wall, your butt shouldn't be off. Your wall shouldn't be off like this. It shouldn't be kind of dangling like that. Okay, so your heel, hip, and shoulder should be in a straight line. Okay, and still kind of lower in control. Okay, and then back up. Okay, so it doesn't have to be all the way down. It could be just halfway. Okay, especially if you're on more of an incline. Okay, make sure your chair is sturdy enough for this. Okay, or otherwise, just do it from the wall. Okay, so it'll be 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 7, 2, 3, 4. You can also, I forgot to mention, you can also have your feet like this. Okay, which probably makes you feel probably is a little safer, just in case anything slips. You can still catch yourself with the feet. I think we're 8, 2, 3, 4, 9, 2, 3, 4, 10, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so depending on which version you did, probably shoulders a little bit tied. Okay, just a slight tension in abdominals, probably not too much, but that'll be kind of a basic push, more of a whole body push, where we have to incorporate just a little bit of control in trunk muscles. Okay, so that we're not kind of wiggling all over the place as we push forward. Okay, and same with the row, we have to control, use our back muscles to maintain this posture as we do a row. Okay, so let's pause for a second and then we'll go back to the rolling. Okay, so just a basic bent, what we call a bent over row. So we're bending over, roll, just think of rowing a boat, so you're pulling backwards. Okay, so kind of remember how much tension there was or how hard it was. If it's too easy, adjust. If it's too hard, also, of course, adjust as well. Okay, so still hinging from the hips. Okay, check your posture first. So long, always from the long spine. Okay, adjust the tension a little bit as well. Okay, shoulders back, elbows back. By then squeezing something in between your shoulder blades. Okay, and then back and then. Okay, so 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. If you feel more safe, you can also just have your butt against a wall. You can lean against a little bit for support if you need to. Okay, so let's say we're 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 7, 2, 3, 4, 8, 2, 3, 4, 9, 2, 3, 4, 10, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and feel free to do more or do less, okay, as long as it's a little bit of a challenge. Okay, and shake things off. Okay, take as long as we need in between. Okay, and when you're ready, let's go back to the push-up movement. So once again, either from the wall, from a countertop, sturdy chairs. Or if you're really strong, you can also just do it from the ground as well if you want to. Okay, so just as long as you can keep your body in a straight line as you move through the arms. Okay, so once again, think of your body as one unit. Okay, you're lowering yourself in a straight line and pushing yourself back up in a straight line as well. Okay, so always still check your posture first. Okay, check your alignment first. Use your legs for a little bit of support if you need to. Okay, so still kind of a 2 count stand. 2 counts up. 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4. Elbows once again not flaring up, kind of pointing towards hips. 6, 2, 3, 4, 7, 2, 3, 4, 8, 2, 3, 4, 9, 2, 3, 4, 10, 2, 3, 4. So once again, take as long as you need. Okay, shake things back out. Okay, and let's go to the lower body now. So let's just do a basic squat today. Okay, so that's still the sitting down on a chair and then standing back up. So if you need to have a chair underneath you, so if you do need to suddenly sit down, you can. Okay, if you're confident in your balance, in your leg strength, you can still kind of do it, I guess, free-handed, I guess you can call it. Okay, so feet maybe arm width apart, toes maybe pointed out slightly, maybe arms in front for balance. Okay, so still push the hips back. Okay, and then bend the knees. Okay, you can pause a little bit at the bottom if you want to. Okay, and just standing back up. Okay, so it'll be 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. So let's just do control on the way down, control on the way up. 4, 2, 3, 4. Check your knees as you go down, still track over the feet. 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 7, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and once again, how low you go is completely up to you. 8, 2, 3, 4, 9, 2, 3, 4, 10, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so primarily front of the leg gets a little bit tired. Okay, maybe you can feel heart rate coming a little bit high up as well. Take as long a break as in between as you need. Okay, and then last, and the next one, we're going to hinge movement again. Let's do a kind of a single leg hinge, okay, just so we work on our balance a little bit as well. Okay, so we're also going to do body weight. This one maybe have just a little more support around. Okay, but we're going to have our feet a little bit closer than before, not necessarily all the way close, just a little bit closer together. Okay, so you're going to be hinging forward from the hips, okay, but at the same, so you still be bending from the hips, knees still relatively straight, okay, but instead of both feet, you're just going to slide one foot backwards. Okay, so you just kind of think of reaching down to something towards your knees, okay, the other leg kind of sliding backwards, okay, and then just coming back up. Okay, as you feel more confident, see if you can have your feet a little bit off the ground or just kind of lightly touching the ground. Okay, and as you come back up, also just lightly drag the foot forward as well. Okay, so just have it on the ground for the foot in the beginning for balance. Okay, as you feel more confident, see if you can do kind of just reaching backwards of the foot. Okay, and you're still bending forward from the hips, so my knees are not straight, but it's not bending too much either. Okay, so it's a single leg hinge. Okay, so let's give it a try. Okay, let's just do maybe 30 seconds for each side. Okay, just do as many good repetitions as you can. Okay, so don't worry about how fast, how slow you're doing it. Just do it under control. Okay, so just whenever you're ready, okay, just try starting off with just your feet gliding along the floor. Okay, as you feel more comfortable, so you can maybe reach a little bit more towards the ground. Okay, maybe have your feet, the other foot dangling a little bit. Okay, think of still pushing your hips back. Okay, and have your knees still tracking over the foot. Okay, so let's not do 30 seconds. Let's try a minute. Okay, just take a rest if you getting a little tired. Okay, but push your butt back, keep your knees relatively straight. Think of reaching backwards with your heel. Okay, 5 more seconds or so. Okay, so probably maybe feel a little more tired in the side of the hip, a little bit in the back of the hips. Okay, so shake it off a little bit. When you're ready, let's do about a minute on the other side. Okay, so just whenever you're ready. Okay, starting off with smaller movement first. Okay, when you feel comfortable, see if you can exaggerate the motion a little bit more. Okay, use more support if you need to. Okay, still try to push the hips back, reach backwards with your heel. Okay, 20 more seconds or so. Okay, just as many good repetitions as you can. Okay, don't worry about the actual number. Just do it under control, bending from the hips. Okay, so once again, then probably hips is the one getting more tight. A little bit maybe tension in the thighs as well. Okay, so let's take a breather and then we'll go back to the basic squatting again. Okay, if you want to make this a little harder, pause a little bit more at the bottom of the squat. So instead of just going down and coming back up, maybe pause a little bit longer at the bottom. Okay, but still stick your bum out. Okay, and then come back up. Okay, so exaggerate the pause in the middle if it's easy for you. So still feet maybe armpit width apart or so, toes could be wider, more narrow. For most people, just slightly diagonal. Okay, and still squatting down, pushing my hips back, my butt back, knees still over the toes, my chest is still feeling a longer spine. And come back. Okay, so 2, 2. Okay, pause longer if you want to. 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 7, 2, 3, 4, 8, 2, 3, 4, 9, 2, 3, 4, 10, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and once again, do more, do less. Catch your breath. Okay, and when you're ready, let's go back to the single leg hinge. So if you're just lying back, okay, if you want, you can even lift, try and maintain a straight line from your head to your heel. Okay, if make it a little bit more challenging. Okay, so starting off with either leg, either side. Okay, once again, just about a minute per side. Okay, just going by your own speed, what you're comfortable with. Okay, if you want to make it even harder, you can hold some sort of weight in your hands. A little bit of tension of upper body would help to stabilize. About 10 more seconds. Okay, so I actually feel the most tight in my foot. Okay, and shaking things out. Okay, so remember that there's not much muscle on the side of the knees to control the side-to-side movement. Okay, whether your knees kind of cave in or go out, it's actually up to the hips. Okay, and also up to your ankles and foot. Okay, so if you're kind of all loose in your hips and your foot, you might kind of cave in like this. Okay, but we want to make sure everything is more aligned, kind of more of a straight line from the hips, knees to the foot. Okay, so your foot has to work, your hips also has to work as well to kind of stabilize the knee from the side to side. Okay, so let's repeat on the other side. Okay, once again, just about a minute. Okay, could be small movement like this. Okay, so it could be just a small step, hinge, or you can exaggerate it. Okay, just think of like getting yourself longer from the heel to the top of your head. Okay, try to keep control of the stabilizing leg. So everything is stacked on top of each other a little bit better. Your hips is kind of leveled. Okay, think of reaching backwards with the heels, setting your hips back. Okay, and that's about a minute. And shaking things off a little bit. Okay, so those four are kind of pretty fundamental basic movements. So we have the row where we incorporate the back muscles and the kind of the arm muscles to pull something backwards while keeping a lot good alignments in the through the trunk. Push is the exact opposite. We don't want to just strain the muscles. We also want to strain the control. Okay, where you are moving, keeping everything still as you move through the shoulders. Okay, so that's the push and the pull. The lower body will be a basic squat. Okay, that's sitting up and down. Okay, the hinge is kind of bending over to pick up something, so it could be both legs together like this. Okay, we just make it a little bit harder, so more of a balance, because the hips also control, once again, the knee movements. Okay, so this will be a basic hinge. Okay, so those things you can practice actually more often. Okay, so let's go into one of the smaller muscles. Okay, so maybe we'll take a minute break, a little bit of a break first. Okay, so let's take a minute break, maybe it's 11:32, almost 33 now. So let's come back to about 11:34. Okay, so we just catch your breath, get some water. While I try to. Okay, I think I'm back. Okay. Yeah, I wonder if it's overheating. Okay, so okay, let's do small. Maybe we can probably grab a lighter band. Okay, so we're gonna try to do more the back of the arm. Okay, but we're gonna do so maybe more upwards. Okay, depending on how tight you are, this might actually be a little bit more difficult. Okay, but let's try it anyway. So let's just practice kind of reaching behind the arm first. Okay, and then we just practice with just the without any weight. Okay, we're just going to imagine pulling something out from the back. Okay, so see if you can just get your elbows a little higher. Okay, if you need to use your hands for support, use a wall. Okay, but see if you can just get used to kind of pulling from this position. His shoulder's probably going to be a little tight as well. Okay, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. One side might be harder than the other, so I'm a little bit tighter on this side. So when we say warm up, it doesn't always just mean the walking either. It could mean just practicing the movement in kind of a lighter intensity. Okay, so actually let's stretch a little bit as well. Okay, so if you can, see if you can reach up and across. Okay, if you can't reach it, either push on the bottom like so, okay, or use a wall to just open up. So try to get your armpit close to the wall and try to get your, so try to get your armpit, so imagine I have a wall here, armpit closer, your hips a little more away, so just to stretch out this part a little bit. Okay, or you can just use your hands. And maybe just the same thing on the other side. Okay, so you can rinse off a little bit more. Okay, so this one maybe slightly more difficult. So if you have a lighter band, you can use a lighter band or make it a little bit longer. But you're just going to kind of have band behind your back. So the bottom hand can be just grabbing actually wherever you want it. So whatever is comfortable. Okay, but you're just kind of reaching kind of behind your neck. Okay, and all you're going to do is just going to straighten out. Okay, so it's kind of a slightly different position. Okay, your shoulders is probably a little tight. Okay, back of the arm, probably a little tight. Okay, probably we're going to be using a lighter intensity. So let's just do about maybe 10 to 20 times for this one. Okay, so when we do something a little lighter, you can do it just a few more times. Okay, if it's uncomfortable for you in any way, just maybe skip this exercise or even just pull, even not all the way straight, could be just kind of from here to here if you want. Okay, but let's just aim for 10 to 20 times. This one, because we're using a little bit lighter, you might just feel more of a kind of burning sensation. So just whenever you're done, check it out. Okay, and just switch sides whenever you're ready. Okay, so scan just one hand behind the neck. Other hand can be just wherever. Okay, once again, I might just start off smaller range of motion first. So if I don't feel comfortable reaching overhead all the way, you can just do less, okay, or even just here. So if you can't get your elbows too high up, you can just go from here to here. Okay, just whatever you can do without going into pain. Okay, but still control on the way up, control on the way down. Just about 20 times. Okay, maybe also don't completely let go at the bottom. So instead of kind of relaxing, hang on your ligaments or here, still have a little bit of tension, still pull and bend a little bit, even at the very bottom. You can also just use a dumbbell or something like that out of it. Okay, so still kind of a elbow extension exercise where we straighten out. So back of the arm probably feels a little tight. All the muscles here and the shoulders probably a little tight because from lifting our arms up. Okay, so just kind of doing it in a different position. Okay, so let's do something for the lower body. Okay, let's just do something for the hips. the hinging movement was a little more, it was a little bit easier. So let's do something a little more for the hips. Okay, so we're gonna have just step on one end of the band. Probably have something for support. Okay, you're gonna just wrap the band over one foot a little bit. So I usually like to just have it anchored to the chair on the other side. Okay, you're gonna lean forward just slightly. Okay, and you're just gonna kick the hips, kick the leg back. So from the side, I'm kind of reaching backwards a little bit off to the side. So kind of diagonally backwards. So for your hips tightening. Okay, so this one, let's do about 10 times. Okay, kind of 2 seconds up, 2 seconds back down. Okay, so let's call this number 3. 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 7, 2, 3, 4, 8, 2, 3, 4, 9, 2, 3, 4, 10, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so both hips are properly tied. The standing one, the non-moving one might actually be even more tied. So pause for a second. Okay, and just whenever you're ready, you can just switch over to the other leg. Okay, so once again, it's gonna be a slight hinge forward. Okay, kicking the leg kind of backwards, slightly to the side. Okay, and control on the way up and run down. A little bit of pause at the top. Okay, so 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 7, 2, 3, 4, 8, 2, 3, 4, 9, 2, 3, 4, 10, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I think we still have time for just one more set of both exercises. Okay, so just whenever you're ready, you can do the arm pull. Okay, and then I guess we can call it leg pull. So with the shoulders, we're going to start off easier first, smaller range first. Okay, so even within the set, maybe have a little bit of a warm up. Okay, so still control on the way up, control on the way down. Okay, you don't have to straighten out all the way. Okay, you can also, once again, if your shoulders are a little tight, you can also do it more, I guess, horizontally. So kind of pushing out to the side instead of front. Okay, just whatever is comfortable, more comfortable for you. Okay, so just anywhere 10 to 20 times until maybe you feel a little bit more of a soft feeling. sometimes you like to bunch up the band a little bit, so this makes it easier to hold. So either straight up or more horizontal. Might be easier if you just straighten out the bottom hand as well. And when you're ready, just switch to the kind of hip raise, kick back. You can also hold it from the front as well. Okay, just have a slight lean forward. Okay, but keep everything still afterwards. Okay, just kicking, moving the leg. So everything still, just moving from the hips. Okay, so 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 7, 2, 3, 4, 8, 2, 3, 4, 9, 2, 3, 4, 10, 2, 3, 4. Step forward. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 7, 2, 3, 4, 8, 2, 3, 4, 9, 2, 3, 4, 10, 2, 3, 4. These are hips probably pretty tight. Okay, so let's have a seat and let's stretch out the muscles we kind of use. Let's start from the hips. Okay, so just a basic hip stretch. Okay, so if you can, have one foot up. I like to hug the knee. Okay, and I'm just pulling my knee and the opposite shoulder a little bit closer together until I feel a stretch on the side of my hip muscles. You can also think of just driving hips backwards a little bit more. And maybe same thing on the other side. So while we're doing this, I'm just going to check a question. Is it important for our standing leg to be facing forward when we're doing the door hinge, lifting one leg back? You can have your toes slightly out. I think whatever feels more natural for you, as long as it's not too pointed out, I think it's fine. So it doesn't have to be straightforward. Everyone's hips will be a little different. So just generally facing forward while you're doing the hinge forward is fine. Okay, and let's do the shoulders. Okay, just a basic stretch. Okay, switch whenever you want to. Okay, one last one. Okay, let's stretch your wrists and the shoulders at the same time. So if you can, have your palm down, fingers kind of pointing down inwards. Okay, maybe sit on your hand a little bit. Okay, and you're just going to press the palm down. Okay, pressing the shoulders down. Okay, and you're just going to lean your head to the opposite direction. Use your hands. Other hand to pull slightly if you want to. Okay, but focus on also pushing your shoulders down. Okay, spend a little bit of time if you're looking downwards as well. Okay, just switch sides just whenever you're ready. Okay, looking down for a little bit. Okay, so I think that's all the time we have for today. So thank you for coming. Good job, everyone. I'll see everyone next time. Bye.